Welcome to the Country Hipster Podcast. My name is Paul. I am the Country Hipster. To my far left is my brother Adam, and co-host, he is the Country Thurman. To my immediate left is our special guest, Kristen Wormuth. We're going to get right back to Kristen, but to my right is, we would like to welcome back the official bartender of the Ottsville Record Garage, and that is Tom Bernard. So you know what that means. It means it is a Booze and Vinyl episode.
I just want to make note, how long did it take between Songs in the Attic and Pet Sounds for Bob to come back? Tom's back 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, but that's because he has a special function here. He is our bartender.
It's because we like you, Tom.
I'm not here for my musical.
Yes, we're not here for we're not here for his opinion. Nobody wants that. But no. But Tom has a very special. He has a thing. Plus, like, you know, there were no.
Tom has a very particular set of skills.
Yes, that we appreciate here. So Kristen is our special guest. So Kristen is our first female guest. Woo! So let's give it up for Kristen and being a woman.
Bringing the estrogen.
Yes. As it turns out, 40% of our listening audience identifies as female.
Oh,
there you go.
So
we're gonna get a boost. We're gonna boost after this episode.
Yep.
We are.
That's the only reason why I'm here. Yeah. You know that.
Well, you know, it's not the only reason. I mean, we're going to.
Me and Paul had a meeting, and we were like, we need to figure out how to reach better, wider demographics. Bring a girl into the mix.
Yes. Speaking of demographics, you remember the thing I sent you the other day? We have our 98% in the United States, 1% in Bahrain. What's up, Bahrain?
Bahrain, baby.
And then the other 1% is actually now between four countries. We have Mexico, which you hate. We have Canada. What was the? Germany. Our friends in Germany, and
ich habe eine Lebensmittelvergiftung.
Oh, that's right. That's real German there. She probably just told me I'm a fucking dick.
We're jumping the female numbers and the German numbers up.
I have food poisoning.
Oh. Huh.
Yes.
That's because you just ate dinner here.
That's because you just made dinner.
Is that a common German phrase that's the first you go to?
No, it's just my favorite.
Okay.
German words are fun.
There you go.
They just put a bunch of little ones together and make a word.
Germans.
There you go. But now we have added a fourth country to our other less than 1%, and that is Portugal. Welcome aboard to our friends in Portugal.
Hello,
welcome.
Portugal.
So, what is everybody drinking here? What are you going there with?
Well, I was saying to Tom, I drink all the beers in your fridge that I know you don't like, and it's the Rita's the Neshaminy Creek Brewing Rita's Lemon.
Cool.
Lemon ale. I don't fucking know. It's lemon. It's the Rita's Lemon. Just fucking buy it.
It's not as good. It's listen, you should definitely support the Neshaminy Creek. I just don't like the lemon.
I was saying to Tom, I've been hardcore looking for the new flavor they put out, the peach ring, but I haven't seen it yet.
Probably gonna have to go over to. There's one actually about 20 minutes from the Ottsville Record Garage, and in Dublin, PA. There's a Neshaminy Creek there, which is actually where I picked up the lemon. So I'll probably have to stop there and get that. Kristen, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a High Noon.
High Noon, okay.
We were just talking about High Noon because I don't think I've ever had a High Noon. I've definitely dabbled in the White Claw era of that area of this style, but never the High Noon.
White Claw is like static that gives you a headache.
Okay. And Tom, what are you drinking there?
Speaking of Germany, I cracked a Kostreitzer. This is their black lager.
Nice. Not racist at all. Can it just be a lager?
Yeah. I'm not German. I don't know.
Oh, okay. And I am still on sugar detox, so I have my peach and honey AHA sparkling water. So it's wonderful.
Peach and honey, though, sounds nice.
It does sound lovely.
I'm joking in my own spit.
Right.
Jesus, do you need the Heimlich?
Sounds German.
It does. Sorry about that. No, actually, the peach and honey is probably my favorite flavor.
It's delightful.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Do you want one of us to continue?
No, we're good.
Okay. Should we take over in your
You're
stead?
gonna have to try one of these next.
One of those?
These are delightful.
Are they? Yeah. Nice. But actually, speaking of drinks, since this is a Booze and Vinyl, and we will get to the record review, or the book review for legal purposes. But Tom, what are we drinking first today?
This one is appropriately named The Cure, named so by a bartender in Washington, D.C.
Which we are here to talk about The Cure Disintegration today. We are. So you want to start making that bad boy up there for us, sir?
I'm on it.
Which I'm surprised because you have a Cure t-shirt. I forget what episode you were wearing a Cure t-shirt.
I have a few Cure t-shirts.
I'm surprised you're not wearing one today.
No, I am wearing, because I am a whore to the sponsors who give me free t-shirts. They're not real sponsors. They don't pay me, but they give me free t-shirts. So this is Drifters Feel Good Food. If you're ever Sea Isle City, if you're in Sea Isle City, you can stop by Drifters and get their delicious fries and sliders and whatever else they have. So yes, check it out. They're open late nights, and every now and then you can actually see Philadelphia Eagle Jason Kelsey stopping by there as well.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, yep. It's actually owned and operated by a friend of mine who I play music with in Seattle City, ironically enough, a man named CJ Mills, and I'm playing with him. This is a Monday, so when you guys see this, it'll actually be past, but tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm playing in Seattle at the Ludlam Bar with CJ, and then Thursday I'll be, when it is posted, I'll be playing my Summer of Doonies at Doonies in Voorhees. So, back to our special guest. So, my friend Kristen here, I have known for many years now. Probably more than I'd like to admit, because that means we're getting old.
Yeah. You're getting old.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm getting old. You are an avid Cure fan.
Yes.
And also a very involved member of the Love and Buns Rescue.
I am.
Yes.
I am the secretary of the Love and Buns Rabbit Rescue.
Okay.
Yeah, we just did elections, and I was vice president, but I stepped back.
Oh,
Anyway.
they didn't boot you out of the vice presidency. Okay.
No, we all just trade offices.
Nice.
But yeah, Love and Buns.
Did you step down from vice president because of the whole sex scandal thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to stop sending your nudes. That's what happens,
Yeah.
guys. If you're gonna send your nudes, don't be in a political office. That's what I always say. I've been saying that for years.
It is trouble.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're a rabbit rescue in the Philadelphia area that rescues domestic rabbits.
Cool.
So yeah, we get a lot of dumping and hoarding cases, and we work with ACT and other rescues. I don't know. What else can I say?
Well, I know, it's funny
The rabbits are fucking adorable.
Yeah, they really
they
are.
are adorable, and
they really are.
We've had Winnie Cooper on our thing, and Winnie Cooper's a rescue dog, and I also have Ella the intern, who is a rescue dog as well, so. It's amazing, because I know the things I've learned about rabbits from you is people don't realize how involved owning a rabbit is.
Yes, they're a lot of work. They need a special vet. You can't just take them to a dog and cat vet. And they're still considered livestock legally, but they're the third most.
That I didn't know. That's fun.
That I didn't know either.
They're the third most dumped animal behind dogs and cats. So yeah.
Yeah, and. Yeah, because I know you were telling me some stories where you just you'll have a rabbit where you walk in and you'd be like, oh my god, is it dead? But it's just laying there.
Yeah,
they're just assholes.
They're resting. Yeah,
Yes.
that is a true compliment to a from a rabbit. If your rabbit looks dead,
okay,
it means they're very relaxed. Okay, they're a prey animal, so they're not really relaxed normally.
Makes sense.
I have seen pictures you posted on the gram.
Yes,
and it looks just like a straight. They look like as if do you ever watch Family Guy when someone falls down the stairs, or when anyone falls down in general?
Yeah, and they're in
their arms are in the strangest. They look like they've been in a horrific accident.
Yes, they sometimes do.
But then they but it's just it's a adorable horrific accident,
Yes.
a horrific accident you just want to cuddle with.
Yes, that poops 300 times a day.
Yeah, same. So I have a problem though.
And Adam has made custom rabbit furniture for me.
Yeah, I'd say I've housed a few of your rabbits.
Yes.
One of them in a desanctified church. One of them in a fancy apartment building. And
Yes.
One of them in the most expensive Amazon box you could find.
There you go.
So
that's good.
Made of pine. Yeah. Right? Is that what we use?
Yeah, because I remember asking
there
you.
were very specific.
I remember
words.
Yes, I remember specifically asking you what, because they're good at chew. I remember I've had rabbits in the past, and I know they chew.
Yes.
And I didn't want to get anything that would harm them, so.
Yes. Their teeth continuously grow.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. Oh, the high lives. How many do you need?
Uh-oh.
Yo, he looked like he was gonna fight you. He's like,
I know.
I'm so mad.
You promised high lives.
Why
There's
don't
no
you
high
have
lives.
it ready to go?
Can I have one
How
myself?
dare you?
You want one yourself? What, you finish your lemon already?
I mean, it's got like a sip left.
Okay,
but
there you go.
It's
All
fancy
right.
because it's champagne.
Yes.
You don't even need the sparkling stuff for the next drink because you have the champagne of beers.
Beer.
I will tell you, this is like one of the hardest things about the sugar detox, because I think anybody who's here knows how much I actually love the High Life. So this, but
was it Iron Rations? On the inside of Iron Rations, there's I remember on the inside of one of your albums.
Oh, let's move on. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's some High Life caps. Yeah. And then in the inside of the CD, you can find little High Life caps, like for the person who designed our CD art. So that was kind of cool. So you brought us gifts.
I did. I brought you some quiet fidget toys so that it wouldn't sound like you were making masturbating sounds.
I already have one of these. I already have one of these, but it's not for fidgeting.
These.
The unicorn or what this looks like?
From where I work.
Okay.
You don't have to show that.
That's okay.
And then
nice.
these are squishies.
Yes. So I'm sure you're not the only people to be sitting there thinking like, what the fuck is that sound? It's me, because I have this nervous tick where I hit my pen, and I love these pens, but I always do that, and so.
Here's a fat rabbit for you.
Ooh, fat rabbit.
So Kristen messaged me and was like, "You need to stop jerking off underneath the table while you're doing your shows."
We need more.
And I was like, "What are you talking?" Oh, we need more coasters. We need more coasters.
We need a fierce beer coaster.
So actually, I'm going to need that.
I'll take a John Milton. You get
Cool, that's okay.
an Andre Castellantes and his orchestra.
Oh yes, my favorite.
Paul, you get an A.E. Houseman.
Nice.
I don't know.
And Tom loves Johnny Mathis' greatest hits.
So
there you go. Now you have 3.
Oh, he's got 3. So he's prepared.
So what we're drinking here is The Cure, correct?
Yes.
That's what it's called. And so this is supposed to settle your stomach and help your hangover. And this is side 1 of Disintegration from the Booze and Vinyl book from Andre Darlington and Tanaya Darlington. You should pick this up on Amazon or wherever books are sold. It's a really great book. We've done some recipes from here. This is my official book review.
I say, and only one of them so far has been questionable, so.
That's true, yeah.
The obituary.
Yeah, and then but like I wasn't able to make the 2 drinks for the Vampire Weekend because I couldn't find the alcohol, so we were like, fuck it. So we didn't make it. We only did 1 drink.
But we did have we only made 1 drink, but we did have those delicious fucking salad wraps.
Yeah, those were good.
I did get to listen to you guys chew on the mic.
Yeah, I thought about that where I was like, I'm gonna hate this.
Hey, it's all, and it was lettuce too.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been the sweaty balls.
Yeah.
You know, you could have been talking about, the sweaty balls are so good. So exchange boxes of hair dye and spread out some newspaper. Or forget making a mess and just look at old pictures while reminiscing about previous hairstyles. No idea what that has to do with The Cure Disintegration.
Hair dye.
Hair dye? Oh.
Hair dye.
Oh.
And my goth lipstick.
Oh, okay.
He didn't mention lipstick though, huh?
No, he didn't mention anything about lipstick. So we are going to try. Right. I am just taking a small sip to try it out.
I not have high hopes for this one.
But here is The Cure. Here we go.
Cheers, guys.
All right. There you
this
go.
is the.
Oh, actually, yes. Before we do this, thank you. Let's raise a toast for Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman.
Yes.
Peace, Pee Wee.
Yes. Rest in peace, Pee Wee. There you go.
My Kitai texted me and said, "Do you think Pee Wee went to hell? And when he got there, do you think he told them Large Marge sent him?" I was like, "I hope
pretty
so."
Good. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I don't know how I feel about this.
That's not bad at all.
No, it's not. It's really not.
This is the one. This is like the
Ginger,
super
lemon,
gingery one, right? Yeah.
Ginger, lemon, and beer.
So
that's all it is.
I like fucks with this.
This literally has like one of the shittiest beers ever in it. With some other liquor, like the ginger liqueur.
How dare you?
I mean, I love it. That's why it's shitty.
What's like the content on the ginger?
Per alcohol percentage?
Yeah, 28%. Okay.
So that's what I mean. It's not super boozy.
Taste like this.
Literally. Again.
And the Miller High Life is like 4.5% or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a lot of alcohol.
I feel like I could just kind of throw those back at work and they wouldn't even know I was drinking.
Oh my god.
This reminds me of a lot of the like.
The Radlers and stuff.
No, when people come in,
a little bit.
We make a lot of hot whiskeys for people and things like that. You know, lemon
hot
and clove, that
yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah, this is kind of in that same vein.
Yeah,
I think the ginger and the lemon kind of just make it that way.
Yeah.
This is actually really
I'm
fucking good.
Fuck with this all day.
I'm not a beer drinker. This is okay.
Yeah.
I would do this.
Like I'm sitting there thinking, like, oh man, like I don't know how this is gonna go with like Miller High Life in it, but this is fucking delicious.
Does the other drink have beer in it?
No, the other drink does not have beer on it.
Worse.
Yeah. So, yes.
Just wait.
Oh, good. Can't wait.
Yes.
I'm pleasantly surprised by
Lovely.
this one.
Yeah, I'm actually
Lovely.
I could probably drink this all fucking day.
Right before we sipped it, I said I don't have high hopes for
Yes,
this one.
you did. So if you want to know what we're tasting here, you should go pick up Booze and Vinyl by Andre Darlington and Tanaya Darlington. You can look up the Cure Disintegration chapter. Thank you.
I said that is volume 1.
This
correct?
is volume 1, and you can make yourself the Cure itself. Man, this might break my detox.
Uh-oh. Do we have to take that from you?
Well, I did technically break my detox on Friday night. We went to the Iron Pigs game.
How are you even... whatever.
What? No, I had a beer because like we're sitting there. I got it was super fucking hot Friday night, number one. And we're at the baseball game, and Jack goes and gets this like 32-ounce fucking lager, and like me and Katie just look at him, and we're just like, ugh. She just looks at me, and I'm just like, yes, I'll get us beer. Yeah, exactly.
So have a beer and a hot dog at a baseball game.
You can have a cheat day.
Yeah, well, that's why I ended up having a falafel for dinner because like we didn't eat beforehand. We got there, so there's only like limited stuff like that. I almost got like the one sandwich was just like called like the triple pig or some shit like that. It's like all this meat, but I was like, I don't want to deal with the roll, so I did go like as low carb as possible.
Not eat the roll.
Yes, I went as low carb. Well, no, because I can eat all the like the fucking meat and like high protein shit. It doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? That's all good. It's but I do those carbs and it's bad. So I went with the falafel.
I mean, honestly, as a diabetic, carbs are bad.
Yes, they are. They are. And then we had the one beer.
But for normal people.
For normal people, it's like whatever. You just get fat. Me, I could have a heart attack. So. Oh, that was good. Nice.
Nice work.
Nice. We have a little bit of a fruit fly issue here.
I think that was actually a mosquito.
Oh, was that a mosquito? Okay, cool. Yeah, I did get rid of that bag. So, but at any rate, we're not here to talk about
Paul's
diet,
detox.
my detox, or like really, we're not here to talk about the Booze and Vinyl. What we are actually here to talk about is the Cure Disintegration. That is this week's episode. This was one of my picks from excuse me, from my 25. I have 2 in a row. Hopefully I can do my hat trick this week. We'll see what happens.
So far, your prediction was correct.
Yes.
So you'll most likely not get a hat trick, but a 4-peat? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, actually, if we're going by when my detox is over, it'll be like 5 episodes in a row.
Okay, and they're all boozing.
And they're all going to be Booze and Vinyl.
I really hope even if I break your streak,
that it's a Booze and Vinyl.
I really hope, because there's still a couple Booze and Vinyl in my selection. So
there are.
What if I'm shooting for a hat trick?
Oh, there you go.
Just pull a Booze and Vinyl.
Yeah, he just wants Booze and Vinyl.
Tom wants to come back.
So, The Cure, Disintegration, the factoids on this record. Excuse me, I actually have a lot of factoids on this record. This was recorded from November 1988 to February 89. It was finally released on May the 2nd, 1989. It is the... Excuse me, damn, I'm still choking on my own spit. It is the follow-up to the 1987 double album, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, which featured the hit song Just Like Heaven, as well as another bunch of hit songs. Disintegration peaked on the UK charts at number 3 and number 12 on the US charts. However, when the deluxe edition was re-released in 2010, it peaked at number 4 in the U.S. on the U.S. charts. So, was it almost 20 years later? They did the deluxe edition, re-released it, and it actually did better than when it was originally released.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yes.
Just speaking of the deluxe edition, I was talking to Tom before we were recording. Thank fucking Christ you don't have the deluxe edition on vinyl.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Thank God that wasn't the one you fucking picked. Continue. Because
second that.
No, I'm sorry. I know what you're talking about. Yes, no. I don't have a deluxe edition.
When I looked it up on iTunes, the deluxe edition is 44 songs and it's 3 hours and 40 minutes long.
Yes, no, I think because there's actually a couple different like there's the digital release and stuff like yes, no. Technically, and we'll get into it in the Discogs value. I do have the 2010 re-release remastered version of the album on vinyl, but we will get into that. So yeah, I think it is technically considered the deluxe edition because of the extra songs of it. Anyway, I'll shut up. I'm going through factoids. I'm jumping ahead.
We digress.
You always fucking do that to me.
Listen, because I'm so excited about the music.
Are you?
Yeah, slightly.
Speak up, motherfucker.
I was whispering there so people fucking listen.
Oh, okay.
You gotta be intent. I'll talk about that at a certain point when we get to that. I'll talk about whispering so people fucking listen in a minute.
Okay. U.S. sales 2 times platinum, which means it sold over 2 million copies. Certified silver in the U.K., which was over 60,000 copies sold. Now, by 1992, the album sold over 3 million copies worldwide. And by May 2021, it had sold over 4 million copies worldwide.
When did it sell 3 million? I'm sorry?
By 1992. So a few years after it was released.
So from 92 to 2021,
it sold.
It sold 1 million
Another
copies.
million copies. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So it ranked 116 on the Rolling Stone list of 500 greatest albums of all time. Looking it up, I couldn't tell which list. I think it was the first list, but like I wasn't going like crazy looking through all of them because honestly, I have a sick baby, so I was dealing with that most of today. And
how dare you care more about your child than the fucking album we're covering?
That's what we're here for.
You're a real piece of shit, Paul. I hope you know that.
I know. I really look forward to coming in, making you guys dinner, and like talking shit about records more than hanging out with the wonderful and beautiful Regina. It's the truth. That's not the truth. I love my daughter.
In all fairness, though, she's an integral part of this podcast. So
she is. She is.
It makes sense that you have to take care of her.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. She had a really big
They got paperwork saying you have her, so you have to take care of her too.
I know.
The podcast, more importantly.
So, when this album came out, a lot of critics initially gave it just mediocre reviews, basically like a 3 out of 5 stars type of deal, or like a C plus, stuff like that. Definitely not as poppy as other Cure albums. I can't read my writing. However, okay, so I'll say that it's not considered like one of the Cure poppy albums at all, but the 4 main singles from the album charted pretty well in my opinion. So those singles being Lullaby, Fascination Street, Love Song, and Pictures of You. Lullaby in Europe peaked at number 7, and the US peaked at 74. Fascination Street on the US Billboard Hot 100 hit 46, but on the Billboard Alternative Airplay, it hit number 1. Love Song in the UK singles was 18, the US Billboard Hot 100 and the Alternative Airplay, it hit number 2. Pictures of You, the UK singles, it was 24, US Billboard Hot 100 71, and Alternate Airplay 19. Back to Love Song real quick. What was kind of cool, on Adele's 21 album, I think it is. It didn't say. Adele covers Love Song, and her version has actually sold over 200,000 units between sales and streams. Of
just out of curiosity, between the Cure, Adele, what did 311's cover do?
Did 311 do a cover of it? Mm-hmm. Like actually the Cure Love Song?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Really? I actually had no idea.
If I'm not mistaken, 311 covered it for, I want to say they covered it for the 51st Dates soundtrack.
Did they?
Yeah.
I actually had no idea. Yeah. So and it didn't say anything about 311 on the Wikipedia. So the Wikipedia. So yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what the 311 did.
I have this medical condition where when 311 comes on, my ears slam shut.
Nah.
I understand.
It's really difficult.
I know.
You can take medication for that, or like a
one actually good album.
I don't know. I just try to smoke some weed and let it relax, but yeah,
it doesn't.
You try to smoke some weed, make
my ears stop.
Make your energy the color amber, and see what you can do.
I can't handle those guys. I don't know why.
That was horrible.
I know, right? Almost as horrible as how I feel about 311. So
okay, cool. So I will say this: at least 311 isn't as bad as that band who put that song like Butterfly out, like
Crazy Town.
Is that what they were called?
Have you seen? There's a video that came out recently of them performing that. It looks like they're performing it in like a Guitar Center.
Okay.
And the guy looks fucking rough.
Yeah.
Like rougher than he did before.
Okay.
But he looks horrific.
I saw a good video of Sharon Osbourne shit-talking them because they were on Ozfest for the tour, and they only made it 6 different towns before they were done.
Oh, wow.
Like, the crowd turned on them, like...
Nice.
Sharon talked a bunch of shit about it, and I love her anyway, so...
It's kind of a weird band to have on Ozfest, though. Like, I've never been to Ozfest,
but
I gotta
think
that's
huge, though, for, 35 minutes.
What other songs do they sing?
No, that's it.
They got Butterfly. They did it in Spanish, so Mariposa.
Are you making that up?
Do you know how to say it in German? How do you say butterfly in German?
Shit, I don't remember.
God damn it.
Jesus.
We brought you on for one reason.
I know. Sister Irene would be so upset with me.
German expert.
Yes. So it's funny how we mentioned like how they had one song, right? So I gotta tell this little story here. Tom, by the way, fuck you. I don't care. We're already talking about the album. We'll go on tangents.
Not me.
No, he knows.
No, he did. You looked concerned.
They do have like 6 friends named Tom.
That is.
Yeah.
I noticed that the other
You
when
looked concerned for a sec.
when
Like,
when
quick
Paul and I
second.
went to the Gaslight show. He was like, "Oh, my buddy Tom's is supposed to be here." And I said, "Oh, the Tom we say sorry to on the podcast?" And he's like, "No, another Tom." I'm like, how many fucking Toms do you know?
Yeah.
Not a lot of times.
I know one Tom, and he works for me.
Do you know in Mexico they call him Tomas?
Tomas.
Do you hate that? You hate that? I bet you do.
I'm on board with
hate
it. It sounds sexier.
I don't know. I think you hate it.
Tomas.
So when I was working in the movie industry, there was this dude who was like our intern, right?
fun, right?
It is.
This is fun.
I know. There was this dude who was our intern, and
do
he was.
you want a stress ball?
You want? Oh,
Okay.
oh, that's not a stress ball, Tom. No. Anyway,
My arms are visible. We're good.
not that
Hands
one.
on the table.
So he was our intern and he was leaving and he decided to like make us some like cool like little cassettes and whatnot. So the
Made
one
you mixtapes?
made us so we thought.
Is he trying to fuck you?
No, he was just cool.
He was just cool.
It was just cool.
What was funny is my boss had mentioned something about like how he was like into Hoobastank at one point or whatever.
No.
I don't actually
no.
I don't actually know
Are people
all of
into Hoobastank?
I don't know. I don't really know the whole story behind it, but like
Right.
ultimately he said, well, Hoobastank had one song and it was their greatest hit, right? So he made us these tapes. He hands us our tapes. I forget what was on mine. I have it somewhere, but I forget what was on it. But my old boss's tape said Hoobastank's greatest hit. Like not plural, just hit, right?
You're pronouncing it Uba.
Hooba,
There's
whatever.
an
Uba.
H. There's an H.
I thought it was quiet.
You show some fucking respect to Hoobastank.
Either way.
They've been crawling in the dark, Paul.
I know.
Looking for the answers. Show some goddamn respect.
You're
Jesus
full of
Christ.
them tonight,
All right,
Adam.
I'm done. I'm done.
He's good.
I'm done.
I think we got the best of Adam out in like 30 minutes.
It's all the fucking ginger, man.
I know,
Would
right?
you like mine?
Yeah, he would.
They rejuvenate.
Oh, he'll drink it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh,
He,
here.
he and I crushed those things
Yeah.
quick.
Here.
Yes.
They
So-
were good.
I mean,
No,
Yeah.
give it to Adam.
It was saying.
Yes, he's taking mine.
When
Actually,
you
There
were
go.
when you were
I
reading
might
the
give you a
description,
cold, so.
I'll
Can't
make
wait.
you a cold.
or AIDS, one or the
it
other.
was talking about
already
something
got
about
it.
curing hangover. Does
Yeah.
ginger help cure a hangover? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I feel like it
My
should.
cure for a hangover is a banana milkshake.
There you go.
There's
That's
700
good.
of those, and it's all
Sounds
bullshit. It's
delightful.
just that you're dehydrated. And
No, it's really just water.
time is the only cure.
So back to my story.
Bacon helps.
Yes. We about a year later after he had left, we had the tapes, and for some reason we ended up with a tape player in the office. So we're like, oh fuck it, let's put it on, and it plays that song, and then it plays the song again and again, and like we're like, wait, but did he really? He made a 90-minute tape,
Rickrolled?
both sides
I was-
of the fucking.
I was gonna
Uber
ask you. You
stank.
talked about it.
Stank
Yes,
rolled.
we got stanked.
I can't remember what episode it was. I think it may have been the Pet Sounds episode. You talked about how much the length of time you get on a 33 and a third and a 45.
Yes.
Right.
How much time do you get on a single side of a cassette?
It depends on the
cassette.
cassette. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
There's 30-minute,
Yeah, 90s.
90-minute cassettes, 60-minute cassettes.
Yeah.
Divide that by
I
2.
don't, he's not old enough to remember a damn cassette. That's the
No,
problem.
I had cassettes. I just
This
never.
fucker was born in the CD age.
I just
Doesn't
never paid
understand.
attention
doesn't
to.
know.
I never paid attention to the time on them. But
He
With
never
a
had the
pencil.
tape over the fucking top
Oh,
of the thing so
listen,
you could record on one.
Waiting for the song to come on the radio, pushing record, and still getting the DJ.
When I was I never recorded off the radio on a cassette tape. What I did do is recorded music videos off of the box onto
Yeah,
a
the
VHS
box.
tape.
Box.
So I might not have recorded shit off the radio on a cassette, but I have recorded the box onto a VHS tape.
Okay.
I remember
It's similar.
with the box, me and a couple of friends were sitting around and we were like fucking high as fuck. And this Bloodhound Gang video was on. I think it was Mama Say. And there was this one girl in the video who was like super hot, so we kept like playing the video over and over and over again. But back to the Cure, Disintegration.
Yes, The Cure.
Apparently, Robert Smith was not too happy with the band's newfound popularity after the release of Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, which led to his lapse back into the use of hallucinogenic drugs. which highly influenced the album, which I didn't realize that he was into, LSD and stuff like that. But
listen to the album?
I think now that I hear it, I'm like, oh my God,
it makes sense.
For me personally,
Absolutely.
I just assumed he was just eating mushrooms constantly when he was writing that.
I'll tell you what, thank fucking God he did, because it's a great fucking album.
Yes, sir.
After the recording was completed, founding member LOL, LOL, Laugh Out Loud Tolhurst, was fired from the band, which I actually read about that. Apparently, even though Robert Smith was taking all the shrooms and the LSD, apparently Tolhurst was he was having drug and alcohol reliability problems, wasn't showing up to recording sessions and shit like that. So,
well, I mean, you can be a drug addict as long as you show up when you need to be there. Like, it's fine. Like you could be
a functioning drug
addict. Yeah, you can be a functioning drunk as long as you're there when you need to be. You're fine. Fuck it.
Yep. So, for me, this is it's one of my favorite albums by The Cure. Oh, I'm sorry, this is my favorite album by The Cure. So we've said that generally our first interaction with the band is usually our fondest, and my first thing I ever heard by The Cure was Fascination Street, which I watched the video on MTV and sought it out because it was Sally Smith's favorite band, and I was in beginning of 8th grade, and I liked Sally Smith. So
we all like Sally Smith.
Yes.
8th grade.
And what was cool was actually
I didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't? Did you even know Sally Smith?
I didn't.
You
know
didn't
Sally
know.
Smith,
I didn't think so.
I think mine was Kirk.
Oh, okay. I bought the tape at Carrefour, which was a predecessor to Walmart and Target in the Franklin Mills Mall. The skipper actually let me buy it. We went food shopping, and I went looking at records and tapes and stuff. I was like, "Oh, can you buy me this?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Really? You're gonna let me buy something? That's great." Listened to it as soon as I got home. And one of the things I loved about it was the liner note about how basically they say this was mixed to play loud, so turn it up. And of course I did, and your mom yelled at me for playing my music too loud.
They probably told you to turn it up because the song Lullaby. We'll get there. Don't worry. Continue.
Right. Okay. This, when I picked my 25, this was one of the ones I've talked about how there's certain albums where when we started thinking about this, where I was like, oh, I got to do da 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 da.
Yeah.
This was one of the first albums where I was like, this has got to be on my 25 for season 1. And
I think before you sent me your list, I just kind of assumed that this was going to be on your list. Actually. Okay. I didn't know that you had it. I just assumed that this would probably be on your list, though.
It's a great fucking album. Yeah. I love this album. So, yeah, and so I've been talking a lot for a little bit, so I'm gonna turn it over. And Adam, what are your thoughts on this album?
Oh boy, look at that face.
He's
ready to go.
I like 72% of this album.
72% of the album.
Exactly 72% of this album. You know why?
You said you had math.
I know what the 28% is.
Because 28% of this album is filler intros.
That's
it is
part of what I like about the first song is just that. Wind chimes and
outros too.
Aside from this, I didn't even include outros.
All the Cure is like that.
I didn't include outros. This is strictly just intros to songs. Before this album, the longest longest album that we've covered is Say Anything.
Right. Unfortunately.
And I was saying to Tom, but the Say Anything album's length is because it's a full length album plus an EP. This album, this was the math I had to do. I have notes on an envelope that I stole from my car of the...
By the way, re-register your car. You got to do that.
Oh, no, it's already re-registered because I bought it.
Is that why you had a calculator out earlier?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So I have every single song on the album, and at what point in the song the song starts. Not the intro, but the actual fucking lyrics and shit start. I have it broken down by how much of a percentage of the album is intros and how much of each song is an intro.
So
72% of this album is good.
Okay.
28% of this album I can deal without. It's 20.45 minutes of intro. This is an hour and 12-minute long album. This album does not have to be an hour and 12 minutes long.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It makes the songs
complete. It does it. Here's the reason why I know it doesn't have to be that long. Because every single song that has this crazy long fucking intro, you can hear the point in the music, in the intro, where the lyrics should start, and then it goes for another fucking 4 measures.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
No, it is.
At least it's not like Brand New, where they actually did like a 1.5-minute intro and called it a song.
They got it out of the way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. At least they incorporated it into the songs.
They did one fucking track. It was 1.5 minutes, and they were done.
We were discussing. So at the bar I work at, we have an AMI jukebox.
Okay, right.
My favorite song on the album has multiple versions. There's the 8-minute long version, which is like 4 credits to play.
Right.
Then there's the one that's 5.5 minutes, which makes way more sense, which is, 2 credits to play.
Yes. No. Well, there are a lot of different mixes of this album in general. I mean, even after Disintegration came out, so I think a couple years later they put out Entreat, which was actually a live version of the album that was recorded at Wembley Stadium. Yeah. And then there's all like the other remixes, the mixed up stuff that Robert Smith put out in like '91. So again, it's there's what's funny is because when you think about that, and granted, I don't particularly care for like super long songs either, but when you think about it, like what they actually ended up putting down was the edited down condensed versions of these songs. So can you imagine what the actual like full version was like?
Deluxe version, you'd be up on the roof trying to jump.
I figured it out.
It's The Cure. So.
It might be up there anyway.
The one record is like
very depressing.
There's like 9 of the songs or 7 of the songs are straight instrumentals on the deluxe.
I figured out the math of it in order. 50%, 25%, 48%, 14, 37, 26, 45, 28, 16, 19, 45, 20%. That's how much of every single song in order is intro.
That guy came in hot today.
Yeah.
I love this.
You know what I love about this? At least you prepared for this one. Unlike Pet Sounds last week. When they're like, I listened to it on the way here.
No. I listened to it a few times. I listened to it multiple times, but I had to come hot because Tom called me out on it.
I love this though. If you talk shit about it, but then you're like, yo, I got numbers.
No, that's okay.
Statistics.
And that's the thing. I'm fine with this album.
I love that.
But it does not so. For those of you who are listening, I also do another podcast with my other brother Zach, where we talk about movies. We do Summer Movie Club, and we always joke about how certain movies don't need to be. We released an episode not that long ago about the Hugh Jackman movie Real Steel, which is essentially Rock'em Sock'em Robots the movie.
Nice.
It's like 2 hours long.
Speaking of actually weird movies, weird things they're making in movies, you know they're making a fucking Gran Turismo movie?
Yeah, I saw that. Actually,
what the fuck is that?
I saw a billboard.
Based on a true story? Like, what?
Yeah.
What
Based on me playing it when fucking Brian gave it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian.
All right.
Cheers.
All right.
But me and Zach will talk about on Summer Movie Club that, certain movies don't need to be as long as they are. For instance, Real Steel is the most hour-and-a-half, 2-hour-long movie we've ever seen. It doesn't need to be as long as it is. You could have cut a whole bunch of shit and made it a nice, tight, hour-and-a-half action movie. This movie could be 20 minutes shorter and be a tight fucking album. So I would like this album. This album might even creep into, my top 10. If that 21 minutes was cut off.
So what you're saying is kind of like Phantom Menace, where you could take out the whole like speeder race thing,
the pod racer
stuff, and then it'd be a better movie.
Yeah,
is that what you're trying to say?
It seems like it's a lot of it seems like a lot of filler, and it seems like there are certain songs where literally Plain Song, the first fucking song on the album, is literally 50% intro.
It's beautiful though.
Thank you. But that's the thing,
and And like it has a time and a place. Like you're not gonna like that. This is an album you like are chilling out to.
But
you're sad to it.
It's a very chill. It's a very relaxing album.
Like
but
we were in 8th grade when this came out.
I know.
Like, this was my angsty time.
If you're going to
like
have
Sally Smith didn't kiss me.
Yeah, like
you know,
if you're gonna
she
have
didn't kiss me either.
If you're gonna have your track one, side one be 50% intro.
Sally Smith.
Sally Smith. Sally Smith.
I just feel like Tom talked about it on Pet Sounds, where the Beach Boys aren't widely known as you know, prolific musicians, but they still put 2 full instrumental songs on the album.
Right.
The intros, it's literally just the song.
But
It's what the song is. It's just played like for a while.
he was tripping balls.
He was tripping balls.
And he's a good guitar player.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And
he is.
if
He's
you
a very
notice-
good
Paul
guitar
is a
player.
good musician. Like,
If you notice,
they
there's
are
like
good
he's
musicians.
trying to make it sound like there's 14 guitars on each song because of all the effects that they constantly were piling on top of each
but
other.
that's the thing.
But here's the thing too, and I'll say this, and actually Kristen can attest to this. They could also do it fucking live though.
Yes.
Unlike the Beach Boys with Pet Sounds, The Cure, like these super long intros and these songs with all the different effects and all that, you have 5, maybe 6 people on stage and they fucking pull it
amazing.
off.
They nail it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but just taking it, I'll keep poking. No, I'm not going to poke fun at Plain Song because Plain Song doesn't have the longest intro. Homesick's intro is 3 minutes and 15 seconds long before he starts singing.
Because he was thinking about home the whole time.
Because he was so homesick.
He couldn't get the words out. He was too emotional
he was on a
and
different
upset.
fucking planet.
And he saw blue elephants.
I will agree that musically the intros are good.
Yes.
The first measure, when they play that same measure over and over again, it gets boring.
I can see that. No, I can see it.
So the shortest intro on this album is Love Song, is 30 seconds.
Okay.
He wrote that one for Mary, didn't he?
I don't know.
I think it was a gift to her.
All right.
That was, yes, it was a wedding gift.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But like
Did you give her royalties?
That's why
too?
it was nothing like anything else on the album. If you listen to the
Yeah. Oh
lyrics,
no,
they're
it's
not
completely
Definitely
fucking. It's
different.
like I
nothing
said.
to do with jumping off a bridge or anything.
And I think I'm not sure if that's what he sang to her on tour, but like they showed him like there's videos online this recent tour where he like walked off to the edge of the stage and was like singing to Mary, which was so sweet.
It's different from every
I
song.
love Goths in Love.
It's different from every song on the album because it has a 30-second long intro, and every other album has minimum a minute.
Okay.
yeah.
So, like I said, musically, the first time it went around was good. Start the rest of the song there. You're gonna make a tighter, more cohesive album, and I'm gonna be able to listen to it in one car ride.
Okay.
I think that's
I do have to. Okay,
Is that the measure of a good album?
On the way,
yeah.
One car
on the
ride.
way
Okay.
here, I was listening. Like not on the way to work this morning. I was listening again just to make sure I picked my favorite songs and all that. And I, you tune out when you're driving and. I was like, oh, this song is still on?
What is this thing, 10 minutes long? Christ.
That did happen a couple times.
I will
Like,
say-
did it move to the next song yet? Which
But-
one is the one that I liked? Okay. I did, but it's not a car driving song. It's chilling out around a fire pit, drinking a beer, like...
I smoke a bunch of weed and I'm
tripping
weed and I'm doing the
balls.
dishes and like, I got an hour or whatever.
like...
What's funny is I actually have a note here. The album is basically a tale of two sides, where you have, you have side one, which is all 4 singles that were released on the album, and then you have side 2, which is very much more abstract, and the shortest song on the second side is Prayers for Rain, which comes in at 6 minutes and 5 seconds.
Prayers for Rain comes in at 365 seconds because that's how I had to break it down to figure out the percentage because... Can we talk
too much math?
Can we talk about why is time broken down in 60 instead of 100?
Oh, dude, I have no fucking idea, dude.
This is what I was...
Are you having an existential crisis right here?
This is what this album does to me when I'm driving because I'm thinking about all the math I'm going to have to do and thinking about how much easier it would be if we broke time down
Have
in
you
100.
noticed there's
Time
no
was
metric?
Yes.
Time? It's all the same,
Yeah.
right? Because
it's a pain in the ass.
the Earth revolves around the sun.
24-hour.
No, I get that, but
Clock.
I mean, each day is actually like 24 hours and 1 minute long. That's why we have a leap year.
but that's
If you
what
think about it, there's 6 extra hours in a
That's
year.
what I'm saying. A minute is 60 seconds. If we made a minute 100 seconds, it would make it way easier for me to do math when we talk about fucking Cure.
No, we should totally change all of that and fuck up the entire planet to make it easier for you to do your math.
make it easier
You're right,
for
you're
you.
right. Totally right.
But real quick before you continue, Tom, you have another drink to make, don't you?
I knew as soon as you started talking about Tale of Two Sides, I better get ready.
There you go.
I'm on it. This is the Cure Royale coming up.
All right.
Wait. So the first drink was just the Cure,
The Cure.
and the second is the Cure Royale.
And
Like
they
a
are not
Cure
related,
Royale.
and this is not the metric version.
Like
This
the
is-
Cure Royale.
This is my official book review.
fancy.
It's weak. It's weak. That's weak writing.
Like what for the
So-
titles of the drink?
Yeah.
Well,
The
here's
first one was named by the bartender in DC who came up with it. This one is there's a drink called a Cure.
That's what I
K-I-R.
just said.
Yes.
He didn't listen.
And it's
Nobody
kinda,
listens
it's
to
based
me.
on that.
What?
And it's
Okay.
just a cure instead of whatever.
It's a play on words.
All right. I'll go with it.
It's punny.
Somebody gonna make another. I need to know if there's gonna be another Bloodhound Gang reference.
no Bloodhound Gang
There have been
reference.
2 so far, and I caught Kristen's. And I don't know if you guys did.
I did
My
not.
fierce beer coaster.
Give me a
I was
second.
like,
we'll
what
make
are the
another one.
What are the chances I'm gonna get a Bloodhound Gang?
A Bloodhound Gang
reference
hat trick? A rare Bloodhound
that-
Gang
in
hat
30
trick?
minutes?
Well, here's actually I can tell you 2 things about the Bloodhound Gang. Number one, that also the other reason we were watching that Mama Said video. It was filmed in Philly, and we knew a guy who was in the video.
Oh, okay.
If you see the video, you see this guy like come off, and he's like jumping off of something. He's like looks like he's gonna hammer somebody. We knew him. I can't fucking remember what his name was. I think it was actually Chopper.
Let's call him Craig.
No, I think it was Chopper. Let's believe it. And then
Chopper,
Chopper.
sick balls.
Chopper sick balls. Exactly.
but knowing him, it actually helped me out
12-year-old boy.
because I was at a bachelor party and we went to one of the clubs where you like BYOB and whatnot, and we're all like hanging out like whatever, and then someone's like, "Man, we can't get to the fucking beer." I'm like, "Why not?" And they're like, "Dude, for the Bloodhound Gang sitting on the fucking cooler, he's drunk and he won't get up."
What a dick.
And I'm just like,
Yeah, fuck him.
I'm like, I got this. And they all look at me like, what? I'm like, I got this. I walk over, I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm like, yo, you're in the Bloodhound Gang. He's like, yeah. I forget who it was. It was like nobody who I really recognized. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm fucking friends with Chopper. He's like, oh, you fucking know Chopper? I'm like, yeah. So I like grab his hand, and he comes up, gives me a hug, bang, off the core. Yeah. Everyone's like, I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking amazing. So yeah.
Miracle worker.
Yeah, so there you go. You got two
That's
Bloodhound.
3.
Yes. There you go.
Because you mentioned them earlier too.
So, it sounds like I'm shitting on the album.
No,
It
it
does.
actually doesn't.
It truly
Totally.
does.
You just hate
does.
the intros.
I'm not.
And LSD.
The
He likes 28. He hates 28%.
I hate 28% of this album, but I love 72%. That's a C.
So
a
here's
solid C.
Well, no, here's what I'm gonna say though. But like, okay, so your 28% is actually wrong. Here's where I'm gonna fuck with your math because you like the first measures.
All right.
You like the first time around, so you actually like more than 72% of the
All right.
album.
So I like more than 70% of the album.
I think you got to go up to 80.
Because Paul is correct.
What about the outros though?
I'll keep.
We're not talking about the
I'm
outros.
keeping
Damn it, Tom.
I'm keeping it at 72% because of the outros. Fuck you.
Go make a drink, goddammit.
Working on it.
When it's not lulling me to sleep by playing the same fucking measures over and over and over again for fucking 50% of a song, it's a good album.
Okay.
If you just fucking cut it down, it would be such a tighter fucking album. It would be a better album, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. You also like Say Anything
It's
as a
true.
real boy, so.
Yeah. If
I think he'd have a little more respect for his goth grandparents.
Yeah.
I know, right?
The emo shit that he listened
well,
to.
that's the thing. I went.
You
to-
almost became the country emo kid today, but I was like, nah, we gotta go Thurman.
I went.
He is wearing a black shirt.
He is.
I went into this album really hoping to enjoy it more. Mm-hmm. Because of, when you think the Cure, they're kind of like a forefather of the shit that I listen to. Honestly, listening to this album, it sounds like the Smiths heard this album and went, I can do this better. And then they did.
Except this came out after this. This were already broken up.
Yeah.
No, I know. But like, I had to look this up because I wasn't 100% sure who came first, the Smiths or the Cure.
In general, or in regards to this album?
In regards to in general.
The Cure did.
The Cure did.
They
The
were
Cure,
like 72
The Cure,
or something.
no. The Cure were formed in 79. The Smiths, well, according to Wikipedia, the Cure was formed in 79. The Smiths weren't formed until early mid 80s.
Yeah, it does.
So I imagine that's what happened was Morrissey went, oh, I can do that better, and then he did.
Okay.
So
I do know there was an interview of Robert Smith where they were asking him about how like they're compared to between the Cure and the Smiths and how they're always like mentioned in the same like group of things, and Robert Smith was like, yeah, no, I don't like them. I don't like Morrissey. He's a jerk, or like something like that.
I'm wearing my The Smith shirt.
Yeah.
Probably because he doesn't like Robert. He doesn't like Morrissey because Morrissey does his music better.
No.
I think they're two different things,
They
man.
are.
Like I really do. I
don't think so.
They are, and I like them both.
I say I like I said, I enjoy this album. It's a little lengthy and a little long, but I enjoy this album. But it sounds like a Walmart Smiths to me.
I want you to listen.
Ooh, wow!
That
Walmart
hurts.
Great
Smiths.
value Smiths, huh?
So,
Yeah.
I want you to listen to more Cure, because when Paul said we were doing Disintegration, I was like, "Oh, really? We're doing Disintegration?" And I love the Cure. I've seen them like a bunch of times. Like,
So
I love them.
when Frank was on for the Smiths, he recommended that I listen to I can't remember what album it was, but the album that preceded
Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me.
No. The album that for the Smiths, the album that came after The Queen is Dead.
Yeah.
What album were you recommending that I listen to?
So I'm going to give you my top 5, and Disintegration is 5.
I can see your notes.
I've got Head on a Door is number 1.
Okay.
Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, 3 Imaginary Boys, and Wish. And like, I hate to say Wish because Wish is like the real happy one, but I do like a lot of their songs on that.
It's
like
funny,
I said, I don't hate this. I think it
and
could
I
have
think
been.
I would throw
it
in.
could have been cleaner.
I think I would throw in the top.
As
like number 6.
So the tops there. So Wish would not be on my top 5 albums. Actually, I was not a fan of Wish, and in my opinion,
that one grew on me.
Yeah,
because I was like, why is Robert Smith so happy? This sucks.
I do like some of the songs on there, but overall, I did not feel as if like the Wish, like Disintegration, in my opinion, is a really good follow up to Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. I don't think the Wish is a good follow up to Disintegration. I think there's like a drop off there. So, but real quick before we get into more stuff.
But he was sad and then he got real happy.
Yeah, it happens.
He's bipolar.
Bipolar. Yes. What are we drinking here now?
This is the Cure
Royale.
Ooh.
So
what's in it? Why is it so
all right.
syrupy looking?
It smells rough.
So it is red wine, light red wine. So whatever Paul picked out.
I did pick out a light red wine.
Some Spanish red wine.
Spanish, yep.
There is creme de cassis, which is a black currant flavored liqueur.
Oh.
And then there is
good.
champagne or sparkling
wine. All right. So
right.
here we go. Cure Real. Oh, and while we're here, let's say an RIP to Sinead O'Connor.
Oh yeah.
Sinead.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
Yes. All right. By the way, she was fucking right. All you people who were mad she ripped up a picture of the Pope. Fuck you.
She was 100% correct.
She was the first one on that shit.
The Catholic Church sucks.
That's why I'm an atheist.
Actually, I kind of like it. It didn't smell.
Oh fuck!
It didn't smell good, but it's like a sangria something.
Everybody here is having a moment of oh shit.
I like the first one better.
I like the first one better. Yeah, no, I like the first one better.
But this isn't horrible.
I think I would like this more if it was iced.
Yeah.
I don't know that I liked it.
I agree.
Initial sip, I was like, oh, what is that? And then when I swallowed it, it was like, oh.
It's
I like the black currant.
It's like a sangria-ish thing.
I agree. I think it would taste.
I like it.
Far better cold.
If maybe the red wine was iced or something like that, it would be a little better.
Which I did think about doing, but I didn't because it's red wine.
Red wine.
Exactly. That's kind of why I didn't do it. But no, if it was, yes, it would.
Yeah, this one's a good time.
This is.
I don't mind this,
and I am glad. So I am a little bit of like a wine snob. So like I was like going through the liquor store today with Regina looking for different stuff, and I'm like, I need a light red wine, and I'm like reading the labels. I'm like, nope, that's too dark. And that's and then finally I did come across this one. I'm like, I think this is the one, and I just kept looking, and I
would have just been like, that one has a pretty label. We'll just get that.
I say when I buy wine, that's how I buy wine. So just as a wine illiterate, what is considered what style? What kind is this?
This is it's a Spanish. Can I see the label? It's a Spanish. It's a blend, I believe. No, it's a Tempranillo grape, which I don't really know much about the different grapes.
Absolutely.
But just from the description of it, from what I was reading, and just like when you look at it, like you can just see, like this is not. It's not a blush. It's not, you know what I mean. It's not like a Pinot Noir, which is probably what my go-to is going to be, because Pinot Noir, as far as dry wines go, tend to be a little more on the lighter side, at least in taste.
When you say I say, because when you say noir, I expect like dark and bold.
Well, that's like Pinot Noirs are darker. It's definitely darker than this, and definitely drier, and has a little more full flavor. But as far as like the real dry red wines, when you have like Pinot Noir, you look at a Malbec, a Cab Sav, or a Lemberg or something like that. Those are like heavy, big, dark, deep wines. So of those, Pinot Noir is probably the lightest of like the dry reds.
Fruitiest for sure. Those ones.
Yes.
I drink Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I know. So do I, and I drink Miller High Life, but I like my fucking wine.
Tempranillos are outstanding, though, and that's what this is.
This is Tempranillo or what?
This is actually like really fun.
No, I know you have your own pronunciation of most words. I appreciate that. Like Uberstank and however you butchered my last name when you were in the introduction.
Bernhard.
How do you say your last name?
Bernhard.
Bernhard.
Yeah.
It's German.
Okay.
It's a German word. It's a German name given to an
dyslexic.
Irish person.
Yes. Make fun of the dyslexic.
Make fun of the dyslexic kid for not being able
He
to.
can still pronounce stuff.
What the
we're
fuck?
not saying he can't read them.
He pronounces it backwards.
He's not saying he can't read it. He's saying he can't pronounce it.
I know he knows my last name. I've known
different.
the guy for 15 years.
But yeah, this is kind of growing on me with each with like every sip. It's growing on me more.
Is that a
and more.
fungus drink? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's a fungus drink. It's not like it's like you said. It's not as good as the first one, but it's
I like
it's,
the first
it's,
the first one I definitely like better too. But
this is enjoyable.
This is also
we talked
good.
about it on the Vampire Weekend episode for the Cape Cod Cooler. It seemed very much like a signature. Oh no.
Maybe like a signature.
For the Pibbs Cup, we talked about it being a signature cocktail at a wedding.
This is what I could.
This fucking sounds like a
This is a signature cocktail at Azriel and Cersei.
Yes, yeah.
Cersei, what's her name's wedding?
I could see them drinking. I could see Robert Smith drinking these at home.
Which I'm really happy, because the last thing we put sparkling wine into on this podcast was rough.
What was
it? Was
that?
the obituary.
Oh, the obituary.
I've made a mess
It's
on
okay.
your table.
It's all good. There's lots of messes on this table.
Thank you.
I brought towels.
So
what kind of messes are you making on the table?
I usually grade the records here, so those kind of messes.
Oh, and you masturbate at the table.
Yes, as we talk
part of grading.
So
that's why you have fidget toys now.
Yes.
He loves oak. What can we say?
Yes. Oak's nice.
Wonderful.
So, Adam, are you done shitting on my favorite
I'm done.
album?
I feel like I've been talking a lot about this album, and it sounds like I'm shitting on it.
No,
but again, I enjoyed the album. I just think the album could have been shorter.
Okay. That's,
The album it didn't have to be as...
Usually what you hear is, I enjoy your company, but I wish you would be longer. Yeah. So.
No.
Katai told me. Yeah.
No.
You're covering your mouth again, Dick.
I know. I'm sorry. That's why I stopped. But yeah, I on the whole, it was enjoyable. I just it could be tighter.
Okay. All right. Kristen, what are your thoughts on this album?
Well, I love The Cure, but when we discussed this like a month ago, you mentioned, we can be on the show, blah blah blah, and I went home, listened to the album again, and was like, yeah, this is not my favorite Cure album. But then
so you do have it on as number 5 on your top 5.
I do, so. but I think I just wasn't in the headspace to listen to it, because then a few weeks later I listened to it again and I was like, all right, it's one of my top 5, I think. So, but I was like really annoyed with you when you were like, let's do Disintegration. I was like, how could you pick that? I was like kind of mad.
So here's the other thing.
I was like, that's not even one of my top 3.
Oh, I forgot to mention my initial exposure to this album was the episode of South Park where he
fights Mecha Streisand.
He turns into a moth.
Yes, I have notes on that in my book.
With Robert Smith helps him defeat Mecha Streisand.
Isn't that the Rochambeau episode?
I can't remember.
That's the fucking chefs getting married and it's succubus. Right?
I can't. I honestly,
with the Loch Ness monster.
I do not fucking remember. I just
remember.
Yeah.
Mecha Streisand.
Yeah.
maybe I'm mixing up episodes.
I don't know.
There are like 3,000.
There are, yeah. I know.
He voices himself.
Yes, he does. Yes.
Does he?
Yes.
That's all. I'm on board with that.
Kyle claims that it's the best album ever, and I happen to agree with him. And yes, Robert Smith actually voices himself on that.
One of the guys from South Park was like, "You're my favorite band. Could you please be on the show?" And he was like, "Okay."
Sure. Actually, one of my favorite South Park things is that with Stan's gay dog. The gay dog is voiced by George Clooney. It's the Big Gay Owl. It's the first Big Gay Owl episode.
Big Gay Animal
Yes.
That's a great character too.
Yeah. And it's like he's like, "Don't be gay. Don't be gay." And it's like, no, but it's like the dog is voiced by George Clooney.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's almost like I was born in 1990, so I grew up with the Rugrats on Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
The dog on the Rugrats,
right,
is voiced by Bruce Willis.
Oh right, yeah, that's true. Yes. So, but anyway, we're taking away Kristen's time.
No, it's fine.
There
It's good. Like, so yeah, I don't know what I have to say.
Okay.
Yeah. I was annoyed that you picked that as your favorite Cure album, but it has its time and its place.
In his defense,
it's one of my top 5.
We've talked about it before, especially on the specials episode. It might not be his favorite Cure album.
He says it is.
Oh no, it is.
I know it is.
It is.
I know it is. Okay. But I'm trying to defend him for a minute because he's my brother.
Okay.
But he said, like, especially on the specials, he would have listed a different Ska album if he fucking had it.
Right.
Yes,
right.
that is part of it. Like, because there's another band in here. The album we're going to do is not my favorite album by them, but they're one of my favorite bands.
Do you personally own a copy of Head on the Door?
I do now. Yeah. Oh.
You.
Me, yes.
Yeah.
I have, of these albums.
Oh, I know.
The only one that I do not
know.
have on
Whatever.
vinyl is Three Imaginary Boys. Of
So never mind. He's just an asshole.
The ones.
I tried to defend him, but I
Yeah,
apologize.
no, he
He's
picked
an
that
asshole.
one, and it's not the best one, but yeah.
I will say
The Cure
that
was my first concert, so like I've always, yeah.
you went to the '92 show.
I did.
I see your notes.
I
there.
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which actually was
Don't read my favorite song list.
one of the things I was going to get into. I saw the Cure twice. I've only seen them twice.
They just recently came around, didn't they?
They did.
I saw
Because you were
that
talking.
too.
I remember you were talking to Frank about him. Frank had
He
tickets,
went to Madison Square Garden. Yeah.
You could have come with me to Maryland.
I could have, yes, but
I
it
accidentally
was-
had tickets to Maryland and Philly.
You know, the main reason I didn't actually do that was just because I got a show that day.
It was a Sunday.
It was a
stupid.
Sunday. We would have driven to Maryland, gone to the show, then we would have driven back. I would have gotten home at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "Fuck."
Would have
that.
been really dumb.
It would have, but
Don't be a pussy.
But I
Yeah,
went
I know,
to
right?
my first Cure concert with my brother, and then this most recent one with my brother.
yes. So, have you seen
Full
them in
circle.
between then?
Yeah, like 3 times.
Okay, so I saw them.
I think.
The first time I saw them was at 1996 at the Philadelphia Spectrum, and the last one, the second and last time I saw them was a few years later in the, whatever Camden place was called.
Yeah, I can never keep track of that
Yeah, I think it might have been
East
Tweeter.
Center.
Yeah, whatever it was.
It's the
at that
artist
time.
formerly known as the Tweeter Center.
So
Yes.
rest in peace, Spectrum.
Yes.
Yeah, I
rest in
was
peace,
saying,
Philadelphia Spectrum.
do we raise the glass
Yes.
to a
We
building?
do.
Yes, we do.
We raised
Okay.
the glass
It
to
was
the
a great
Spectrum.
seeing Phantoms games there and
Mm-hmm.
concerts. Absolutely.
That's where the Wish tour was.
Yes. So how I know you did send me some clips, but I'm going to we're a show here, trying to keep people engaged. How was the last tour? How was the
It was
show that you saw?
amazing. It brought me back to 16-year-old Kristen. I was just like enamored. Yeah, so good.
Yes, and you did send me a video, and that's what I was about to say. So even though this is my favorite Cure album, like as a whole, it's actually not my favorite. My favorite Cure song is not on this album. My favorite Cure song is "A Night Like This," which appears on Head on the Door.
Head on the Door.
Yeah, which is why I asked you to send me the video of it, because that's like, I'm like, I fucking love that song. But that's not on this album. But like as a whole, this album is definitely my absolute favorite fucking album. I love this album. So.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful album. Like the intro with the chimes and all the, it's just gorgeous.
Yes. Yep.
The rainstorm.
I'm such a girl. I'm like, it's so pretty.
What's funny
but
is
like,
Rain-
I'm not a musician. I'm not a
is-
singer. I just know what I like as far as music, and
The rainstorm
That's
happens
what I like.
after prayers for rains, because they're praying for rain and then the rain happens. See, See, it's fucking art there, dude. You don't. It needed that intro. It needed the outro and that intro.
We'll talk about
fucking
about it in a few segments.
I
Don't
think
worry about
it's
it.
also very funny that both of you have looked at my notes and been like,
Yeah, we've just been picking apart.
but I have like first grade teacher handwriting.
Yes, you do.
I always try to pick apart Paul's notes, but I can't fucking read them.
I know.
So I
can't read them.
I
half the
taught
time.
first grade for 20 years, so I could probably read that.
Yeah, probably. I probably spell like
really
a first
good
grader.
at that.
Yeah, it's all right, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
You are
What
a
are your
bartender.
thoughts?
What do you think of the Cure Disintegration?
I love this album. It's beautiful. I'm kind of, part of me is with Adam here, where it is perhaps a little too long.
Yeah.
Not.
You said with Pet Sounds, you listened to Pet Sounds twice on the way to Paul's house last week.
It's a 35-minute album. Yeah. This is 1/3.
Yeah.
Or it is 1/3 the time.
It took me 2 car rides. I listened to the album twice today.
This is an hour
It
and
took me
some
3
change.
car rides to listen to the album twice today.
Right, because that's how, like, anything but metric. We're measuring shit in car rides now.
That's how I do it.
It's a beautiful album. I like it. It could have been maybe a little shorter. There was maybe 2 songs that probably didn't have to be on the album, but the one that we were saying that it was a wedding gift, like, it didn't fit with the rest of the album. If you listen to the rest of the album, it sounds like it until he finally starts singing. That song, the lyrics on that song are completely different from every other song on the entire album. The rest of it's very depressing and
So
not always, but
Lots of words that end in ly.
Yes.
my first,
lots of adverbs.
Yeah, like
my first exposure to The Cure was the Greatest Hits album, where he's like fucking this on the front of the album. Love Song sounds like he's writing it for a Greatest Hits album. It does not sound like it's supposed to be on this album.
I thought it fit right in with the album, but
It's good, but like it just sounds slightly out of place.
I'm like Kristen. I'm not a musician. I don't know. I just know what I like and what I don't like.
I will say, as far as like, as far as poppiness, it's probably Love Song is probably the poppiest song on the album.
It's got the shortest intro too.
But it's not like it's not like I don't really know how to explain it. I could tell you actually one of the songs. It's funny because I played at my show yesterday. I actually played Love Song because we were doing this. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna play Love Song.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like what's that?
do it.
Do it. So I did it, and like I actually fucked around with it. And if you listen to it, I could probably do a mashup between Love Song and Under the Milky Way by The Church.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I would like to hear that.
Yeah, because it's like very, very similar.
Yeah.
It's the chord progressions are almost exactly the same, and the rhythm's very similar, and you know what I mean. At least the tempo of it is like almost exact. But it's like, I almost like fuck up like, oh shit, wait, which song am I going to do? Because I've done both of them. So
we interrupted Tom.
Sorry.
I interrupted Tom.
I-
Let's do a digression.
That was it.
I
I like the I love the album. It's beautiful. Maybe a little too long, but it's a great album.
yes, yep. I couldn't agree with you more there, Tom.
Amen.
even
Yes.
on it being too long part.
What? No, not that. Talk about the great.
Beautiful album, great.
Yes, it's a beautiful album, and it's wonderful.
And like I said, it has a time and a place.
Yep.
Like driving home from work and when you're zoning out is not really.
No, I want to reiterate that I don't hate this album. I actually thought this album was good. It was just a little long-winded. So don't make it. I don't want it to seem like I'm shitting on this album and I hate this album. This was a good album.
Just admit it, you hate The Cure.
No, I don't hate The Cure.
They're not Mexican.
They're not.
Thank you. You hear this shit.
Finally, somebody said it.
Fucking hears it.
Morrissey's fan base is Mexican.
If she pulls a Booze and Vinyl record, I'll eat a handful of mushrooms and then listen to this album again before I come back, and I'll report back.
Yeah. Like
That would be wonderful.
I don't want it to seem like I hate this album because everybody else loves this album. I don't hate it. I would give it.
You just want it a little shorter.
I would give it a 7 out of 10.
But okay, so here's the thing. And
I.
Yeah.
For different reasons, but yeah.
We've talked about this with like other albums. So now, you said your first thing with The Cure is the Greatest Hits,
Greatest
right?
Hits, yeah.
Do you have any other experience with The Cure?
No, not really.
So would you
and that's why I wanted to know Kristen's top 5 because I hope that I hope that Head on the Door can change my mind.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Would you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably listen to that on the way home tonight.
As far as length goes, no. Head on the Door will definitely
unless we
change your
pull
mind.
one of my albums from the box of Mike.
At least 2 car rides though.
No, that one's short.
That one's shorter.
Yeah.
Head on the
Kiss
Door.
me, kiss me, kiss me.
If this one's 3 car rides,
long
well, I'm
car
saying if
ride.
this one's 3 car rides, then Head on the Door is 2 car rides.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long a car ride is. I'm going by.
It depends if you're coming to the
Yes.
Optional Records
So-
Garage.
It took me an hour to get here from work today.
So
takes me an
in
hour
my-
to get
in-
everywhere,
in-
so.
to go in the Atom distance model, my car ride is how long it takes me to get from home to work, which is about 40 minutes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I
So
feel like you
that's-
could get through the head on the
Head on the Door is definitely enforced.
Yeah, that one's not
that's
a lot.
that's
2 car
the
rides.
distance of a car ride is about 40 minutes.
Yeah, but he doesn't understand time. He thinks it's in hundreds
He
and
thinks
not
it's in
60s.
hundreds.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying it would be easier for me to do math.
Math is hard,
yes.
says Math Barbie. That Barbie doll that they
I
took
remember
away.
that.
Oh.
Yeah, she wasn't like a math Barbie. What was she? She was some kind of Barbie,
I don't remember.
and she said math is hard. And
Kid with a lab coat said math is hard.
Did she
She was
really?
on the shelf for like 72 hours.
yeah, they were like, yoink!
Head on the Door,
No.
according to iTunes, is 38 minutes long. I can get
sounds
through
about
that.
right.
One car
Yeah.
ride.
There you go.
Between home
It's
and
one
work,
car ride.
I can get through that shit.
There you
That
go.
sounds
It's
length.
one car ride, and it's a little pep. Like some of it's a little peppier than this.
I don't know any
So
of the
you
songs
might-
off Head on the Door.
A lot of it's actually peppier.
Yeah, you've maybe.
You're gonna know a couple of them when you listen. to it.
If I heard them, I'm sure
Yeah.
I'd recognize them, but I might be listening to them on the way home.
And my favorite Cure song of all time is on there. So
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Kristen, any other thoughts on the Cure?
No,
No.
no.
Nothing. Adam,
have to
thoughts on
sneeze.
the Cure?
Go away to sneeze.
Can you have a beer? Oh.
Do you want? Would you like a?
I'm going over.
Oh wait, no, that's right. Let me.
Oh, yeah,
He
okay.
wanted me to try one of those. No, my only thoughts are it's like I said. I don't want to make it seem like I don't like this album.
I'm trying not to sneeze.
Oh.
Because
Is that why you stepped
Yes.
away? Okay.
I enjoyed this album. I think it's just a little bit too long, but it's a very good album. Like I said, that 72% is very fucking good.
Yeah, no, it's I get it. Like I do because that's it. It's funny, but this is actually one of my favorite albums. Considering I actually don't particularly care for really long songs.
Yeah.
But generally because I think they're unnecessarily long. This album, I actually don't feel like any of these songs, excuse me, are unnecessarily long. I mean, but I do get it. I do get like for someone who's not like really into it. Like
I'm listening.
I
I'm
get
just
it.
checking in.
But again, it's like, excuse me, it really is an album of like it's almost like two different sides.
Yeah.
Which is
I said that was the
well,
thing.
I mean, it is two different sides, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. It's like a
Yeah,
tale of
like
tale of
literally
two cities.
Every record.
Is yes. There's a side A and a side B.
That's how records
Yes.
work.
Oh, Tom, that's good.
Right?
That's good.
It's delightful.
Nice. Okay, so we know that Adam is lukewarm on the album. We'll say you're lukewarm.
I'm lukewarm too. I'm a lukewarm leaning towards the warm side.
Okay. Kristen, this is her 5th favorite Cure album. This is my favorite Cure album of all time. Tom thinks it's a beautiful album, although a little bit too long, but you know whose opinion actually matters.
Yeah.
Again,
What does that child think?
mere fucking peasants
Yes.
compared to the 7-month-old
Yes.
that's upstairs.
Compared to the 7-month-old who
She's
has...
asleep because it's fucking 9 o'clock and
Kid's
it's
gonna run
past
the
her
world
bedtime.
someday, man.
She may not be asleep, actually, because she has a
She's
cold.
congested. That's true.
She's
She-
very
she is a
congested.
little- yeah.
She's doing better. But, she
She's
definitely...
laughing up a storm.
Oh yeah, she wanted her mommy earlier. Like I went to like grab her, and she actually was like, "Fuck you, Dad. I don't want you. I want mommy. I had you all day."
Oh, I walked over and she
terrible.
went,
Yeah, I know. It is.
I know that feeling.
But so Regina, the Regina factor on the Cure Disintegration. Now just so you guys know, when it comes to, I'll just say it, she likes it. She
Okay.
likes the album.
Okay.
Now I whenever she likes one of my albums,
wise child.
yes. Whenever she likes one of my albums, I honestly probably play it for her more often to make sure she actually really likes it, and I'm not just perceiving that
Yeah.
she
You're not
likes it.
just trying to beat me because I'm killing you on,
Trying to
on
eliminate.
monetary value.
He's trying
and
to eliminate the bias.
Bias.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to come in prejudging things.
Regina is an oracle.
She is.
I like that.
But here's what
Wise
I
beyond her years.
will say.
Regina's third eye is open, baby.
I knew right away that she liked it, like the first time I played it for her, because which was shopping day, which was Friday. It was the first time I played it for her, which is usually the best time to do it. Plain Song comes on, the first song with all the chimes where you're talking about the crazy intro.
Yeah.
As soon as the music kicks in after like 10 minutes, like you were saying.
After 50% of the song, continue.
Yes, she is actually singing. Like that's how I know. That's usually how I know. The kid is like,
or is she like, get on with the lyrics, Robert?
Yeah, right. And she's like, where are the words? She was actually making up her own words because she's like, there should be words
she's
here.
Like, there should be words.
No, but she started singing to him. It was like kicking and saying, like first she just fell asleep because that's what she does, you know. So she really didn't hear much. But I did play it for her a bunch of other times. I played it on the way home, and she was into it again, singing the Plain Song. So today we actually, because we had to run around, I had to go to the liquor store to try to find ginger liquor, which I ended up
impossible to find.
Tom had anyway. So
I didn't have it. I found it.
Oh, you
Where
found
did you
it.
find it?
Thank you, Tom.
Liquor store by my house. It was on sale for $29.99, and I was like, I love ginger, so it will make a great addition to my liquor cabinet. Cool.
There you go.
I know you're going to go back for 3 more bottles. Can you grab
the bottle real quick, Tom?
Yeah.
It's a cool looking fucking
really
bottle.
It is a cool looking
It
bottle.
looks like a piece of bamboo or something.
Yeah, it's a cool looking fucking
It's almost
bottle.
like an IKEA light.
But
I like it.
Yeah,
French. I don't
it's
know
really
if,
fucking cool looking.
Oh,
What's
it's
it
French. It's called French. Oh.
Domaine de Canton?
I don't know.
There you go. No, it is.
I think I
it
want
is
to
a cool
learn
bottle.
French.
I didn't take
wanna
French.
learn
but
French.
yes.
We've been listening to like a lot of French songs like that.
Are you just
Never
gonna do a
mind.
straight shot of it?
And just
Shot.
I'm gonna join you on that. Let me pour some of that.
There you go.
It's only 28%. It's not a bad one. But I wanted to try it. I wanted to try it just straight up.
How is it?
Oh, that's fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
I love ginger. This is very
Yeah,
light.
that's really fucking
Nice.
good.
what else could you do with that?
Fucking anything.
I don't know.
Marianne.
Just drink it straight for days.
That's very good. Like ginger, he had messaged me about maybe ginger brandy.
Yes.
Ginger brandy is brandy based.
That's because they
So
have.
that's
it's
be-
probably
that-
likely the only thing you can find.
Yeah, that's because
Totally
that was
understood.
that popped
You'll
up. That
find
was the
the
first thing that popped up.
Boulan's ginger brandy. You'll find the Jaquin's ginger brandy. That's the one he sent me.
Yeah.
The picture anyway. The brandy based ones are really the brandy. You don't even taste the brandy. It's just ginger and it's spicy
Yeah.
and it's a lot. This one is very subtle and it's
Really, I
sweet
feel
and
like
it's
I
nice.
feel like I could drink that on the rocks. Honestly,
So-
just drink that chilled. That's fucking delicious.
So back to that real quick though. So would you say the brandy is more Moesha?
Stop.
That was terrible. God, that was so bad.
on. No.
That was so
we
bad.
had the Jaquins. Is that how you say that?
Jaquin's, yeah, that's the
we
Philadelphia.
had-
That's
we
the one
had
made in
that-
Philly.
Oh, there's a mouse. We
Yeah,
had
that
that hand sanitizer at
Well, because
school,
the fucking
Did you
site's
really?
dead.
like during
so.
COVID. So
Oh,
we would
yeah,
just
were.
we would just like spray
Yes,
the
they
kids.
made sanitizer. Yeah, they were releasing 750s of it. And,
That's what we had, and we would. I would just spray
yeah,
the
dude,
kids'
in my liquor
hands.
store, we're
The kids
selling
would put out their hands. and-
750s of the sanitizer for
Oh, it was great.
That's awesome.
That's great.
That's great.
neutral spirits. They threw a little
It was
aloe and
so-
a little,
It was perfect.
some glycerin in it, and
Yeah.
sold it in 750s.
It was
at the,
literally
at
like
the liquor store.
water. It was like liquid. It wasn't like
Yeah, you
gel.
can still find it at some of the liquor stores
Which
by
was
my house for
great
$9.
because it didn't like get everywhere. They just had it in their hands, and yeah,
Cool.
it was so good.
But yeah. So while Regina and I were riding around today, we were actually out for almost.
It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch nuns like hand those bottles
Look
out
at
to all
Paul
the
reel
teachers.
back
though.
in. Like, all right, you guys
pretty
are drunk.
funny.
You
Okay,
guys are
dickheads.
assholes.
All right
So
then.
so yeah. So we're
Dummies.
we're driving around for like an hour. So we actually listened to almost a whole album. And she was awake. She stayed awake. She was listening to it. She didn't get cranky. So
She stayed awake for an hour and 12 minutes when it could have been fucking 45.
She could have worked a 30-minute nap into there.
she could have, but she didn't because she liked the album. So that's what I'm
She
saying.
just dozed during the intros.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So did I. And I was driving during them too.
It happens sometimes.
on the Regina Factor, Adam has 7 likes and 1 dislike. I now have 4 likes and 2 dislikes. And there are 4 indifference.
I say we both have 2 indifference.
We're
Correct?
not worried about how many.
No,
They're
but-
just indifferent.
But the indifference are going to be the tiebreakers, so I'm worried about them.
That's besides the point.
Don't worry about it. You're the one who implemented the Regina Factor being a
Oh,
challenge.
I know, but
a thing.
I have a whole like spreadsheet that explains it all and has it all broken down, man. It's all good. I'm all about like
I'm
spreadsheets.
Paul.
Excel is amazing.
I use Google.
Yeah, you see, he uses
I use Google Docs.
Little mousy guy.
Oh yeah, he's there somewhere. Maybe he's looking.
He came out.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he keeps
came
jumping
out.
behind the. He's just jumping. He's like, "What? You guys want me on? You can come on the podcast,
You want
little
to be
mouse."
on the show?
Yeah. So, for good thing Alistair does not come in here. So, real quick, Adam, top 3 songs.
I don't want The Cure to be the Foo Fighters for me, where I just like the hits. But I'm going to put Pictures of You on my top 3.
Okay.
Close Down, Prayers for Rain.
Okay.
Okay.
Good calls.
Yeah.
Good calls.
Musically, I think what Prayers for Rain and Close Down musically really did it for me. I had so much time to listen to the music of it during the intros that Close Down being 2 minutes and 3 seconds, Prayers for Rain being a minute and 44 seconds. I had enough time to listen to the intros that musically those two really did it for me.
What sorry, go ahead.
No, I say Close Down. If Close Down specifically on the drums.
Oh yeah,
fucking drove it through.
Yep.
But yeah, those 3 Pictures of You, Close Down, and Prayers for Rain.
One of the things I like about Prayers for Rain is it's
Prayers for Rain. It seems like it sounded the heaviest on the album. Like it sounded like when I think The Cure, I think dark, I think brooding, I think depressing, and Prayers for Rain delivered
yes
for me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think that Prayers for Rain could have very easily started this album too.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and it's great that it's the perfect. It
would have been better because it was 1 minute and 44 minutes of an intro opposed to 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
You needed a very long intro to start off this album.
I still think Plain Song is a great way to start this album.
I agree.
You know,
that's why.
And again, don't get me wrong. Plain Song is good.
Just a little too long. We got it.
It's 312 seconds.
We got
long.
it, Adam.
I get it. Yeah.
We got it.
All right, Kristen, top 3 songs.
Plain Song, Disintegration, and Lullaby.
Okay. There you go.
I
don't hate you right now.
I see you have
I
Untitled.
have Untitled.
Untitled is knocking on the door?
Yeah, it was knocking.
It's your slash.
Oh,
it happens.
I have a thing where it seems like a cop-out because there's a lot of songs named Untitled.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a cop-out. You wrote the song about something, fucking give it a proper name.
Give it a title.
So, you know who's actually very guilty of something like that? Elliott Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, my favorite Elliott Smith song is Waltz Number 3.
Okay.
But like that, and then when you listen to it, it's a waltz too, but it doesn't really have like a real title to it. And and a lot of his songs are like, you know, those I can't think of like any other thing besides that offhand. But a lot of his titles are just like, you know, Song and A and shit, like, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
But
so
like,
I do think it is kind of a cop out.
With this, it seems he writes songs very personal and very close to the chest. You have a fucking name for it.
Sometimes it's hard
Maybe
to think
he
of a
doesn't
name
want
now.
you to know.
Just
Might
give
have
us
been called Sally Smith or something. You
Right?
don't know.
that's what I mean. It seems
Possible.
Sally Smith.
Sally Smith.
Dead.
Sally Smith
Sally
again.
Smith.
Sally Smith.
I almost put Untitled as my bottom song.
I got nothing.
I almost put Untitled at my bottom because of the fact that it's Untitled.
We're not talking about least favorite songs.
I didn't put it at that. I'm saying.
But I'm just saying. I don't know why you're jumping there.
Yeah.
Why
So
are you
I know
jumping
that
there?
it's not his least favorite
It's
song.
not my
Yes, we
least
know
favorite
it's not
song.
his least favorite song.
But
Pull that one out.
I think it's a little bit of a cop out.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Tom, top 3.
Top 3. So second week in a row here. My favorite album or my favorite song by them prior to listening to this was already on the album. Pictures of You has always been my favorite Cure song. Still my favorite Cure song. That doesn't change. I love Fascination Street and I love Prayers for Rain, and those probably are my top 3.
I will say Fascination. It was Fascination Street and Prayers for Rain, head and head for my top.
You could replace it too, like with Love Song. I love that. It's a fantastic song as well. I had probably 5 of them that are my. You could just interchangeable.
it's
other
hard.
than Pictures of You is clearly number 1, and there were probably 4 or 5 that could be the next 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Paul,
My top 3 was, and it was the first Cure song I ever heard. It was the first, I was seeking out the Cure, and I actually watched the video on MTV.
Friday I'm in Love.
No. That was later. It was Fascination Street is my number 1 song on this album.
Oh, you mean Fascination Street with a 2 minute and 23 second long intro?
I
Yes,
guess,
that one.
but that is an amazing bass line.
That is 40,
it's a simple bass line, but it's
that's
amazing.
45% of the song, by the way. Continue.
Okay.
But if you listen to everything, did you actually sit there and listen to all the different dynamics?
Oh
that
no,
are
I
going
did.
on
No,
during
no, I did.
that
just
that
working
is a
the
song.
stopwatch.
it
No,
is-
like I said, Fascinating Street was almost almost my top 3.
But that's the thing, though, with that song and that intro. So, and I can understand what you're saying about some of the intros where it's just repetitive. Fascination Street's not repetitive,
Yeah.
with the exception of the bass line.
Yeah.
You know, and the bass line is very repetitive throughout the whole song, but I think it's supposed to be. The intro to that song, like there's like so many different dynamics to the intro to Fascination Street that I'm glad that it has like that long of an intro.
Yeah.
But that's my number 1. Number 2 is actually I don't really think I took the easy way out here, but I went with Love Song. That's my number 2 favorite song on the album.
You do prefer the 311 version.
I did. Yes,
It is his
sure.
favorite.
Yes, because
Like I gotta stick up for 311. They have that one good album that's like halfway decent, and I think I just have like good college
What's the
memories.
name of it?
I don't know. Isn't it like
Oh, is
just-
it the one good album? Is
the
that
one
what
good
it
album.
is?
Is it the one that has original? On it? You gotta come
Yeah,
original.
I
You
think
gotta
it
come
is.
original.
Probably is.
Doesn't have an untitled album.
feels like-
untitled song on it.
It's the. I think it just reminds me of college and like working at the college radio station.
That's what they're shooting
Okay.
for, though, with all their music. So
I
that makes
mean,
sense.
Yeah, it was perfect.
cool. And then my number 3 is Same Deep Water as You.
Same deep water. When I was listening to the album,
I had a different experience with that song.
Same Deep Water was Prayers for Rain, Fascination Street. Same Deep Water was down at the bottom. When I was listening to it, I was like, "Oh, this might be my favorite." Like I remember, I think you mentioned it on one of the other episodes, where you were like, "Oh, this might be." Like you were listening
Yeah.
to the album, thinking, "Oh, this might be," and then something else kind of
Yeah.
topped it. That was close.
And that one's like a 9-minute song.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
fucking
mean?
long
and,
as shit.
and
It's 9 minutes with a minute and 30 long intro.
There
but
you go.
Yeah, a 9-minute long song.
No, that's
And literally the song before he was praying for rain, and now all of a sudden he's drowning and he's bitching
Yeah.
that the water's too deep.
yeah,
Yeah, it's weird.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a 16%. 16% of that song is intro.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Just so I know,
Keep this up with
60%,
every.
a whole
I want to hear
60%.
this for every record.
I know, right? This is good though. I have enjoyed it.
Because
moving
not every
forward.
record cover has fucking 8-minute long intros
Moving
like this.
I
forward.
one.
can't wait to hear on when you pull a Pogues record or something like
no.
that. Oh, it's 2.2%.
That's right.
Wait to hear the math.
All right, so Adam, least favorite song. Since we know it was almost untitled, but it's not.
I'm looking at your notes right now. It's number 3 on Kristen's Lullaby.
You don't like Lullaby?
This is my impression of Lullaby.
Yeah, the vocals were a little low on that one.
I think that. I just.
His
Almost got it, but
Have
you,
you watched the video?
No, I haven't.
you
need
need to
to.
dick around on the guitar
You
for
need
2.5 minutes before you
need to
did
watch
that.
the
though.
video
Yeah.
and watch Robert Smith like
For
in his
Lullaby,
little
I need to
pajamas
take around a guitar
getting
for
eaten
1
by a
minute and 5
spider.
seconds. You get seen by a giant
He
spider,
gets like sucked into
Yeah.
his bed by a big spider,
and that causes him to be able to just speak in whispers.
He's in his cute little pajama. Like you gotta see
When I
video.
first heard
It's artistic.
Might have been in the middle of a K-hole right there. You
when
don't know.
I first heard
I don't know
Lullaby,
what's
I
happening.
thought like I have this joking, sexy voice
he whispers.
where my sexy voice is.
That's terrible. Look.
Exactly.
You talk like strong bad. and
That's
the-
that's how this song sounded to me. Where like I had to turn my stereo up all the way in my car just
That's
to
what
fucking.
he told you to do in the liner notes.
He did tell me in the liner notes.
He did tell you
Says
that.
it was
But
mixed to be played
it was,
loud.
It was
Duh.
literally. But the one line, his arms are wrapped around me.
His arms around
his
me and his
tongue in my
tongue in
eye.
my eye.
That's the one fucking clear vocal in this song. Everything else is.
I'm gonna do that to somebody soon.
That's all you
Stick
got.
my tongue in somebody's eye. Just
But yeah,
why not?
so
it
so
not
Robert
be me?
Smith, not you.
Okay,
You're
thank
sick.
God. Yes, thank you.
you got a cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna
But if
put
I didn't have a cold.
Lullaby on the bottom of
glasses on, that's
my list.
Okay.
My
Kristen,
least
Lee.
favorite, I think, is Homesick.
Okay.
I don't know. I couldn't decide. That was just...
Was it because of the 3-minute and 15-second long intro?
Most likely. Most likely.
Just so you know, that's 45% of the song.
That's a lot.
All right.
It is.
Yeah.
Not as much as Plain
like-
Song, but still a lot.
Yeah, but the introduction to Plain Song was better.
Yes. Tom, least favorite song?
I also picked Homesick as my least favorite song. There were like 3 songs it could have been. I didn't have a song that I absolutely hated on this album. That's it. There's no album I hate. There was so we're splitting hairs.
Yep. And that was the thing with me. Like, if I had to pick one, like, I really kind of didn't want to pick one. But I did, and that would be Last Dance.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably my least favorite on the whole album. It was actually almost Lullaby, and then I listened to it again. I was like, oh, no, I really
only
just,
37% of Last Dance's intros.
I was like torn
only
between.
30%.
That would have been on there as long with the same Deepwater shit. Like,
Yeah.
but we're splitting hairs. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't have any songs I hate.
Yeah, I don't
Exactly.
really.
And again, I sound like I'm splitting hairs. And I'm sounding like I'm being a curmudgeon for this album. It's a very good album.
It's a great album. Kyle from South Park said it's the best
Kyle from
album
South
ever.
Park said it was good.
That's right.
But I feel like it would have been a significantly better album if they just tightened it up a little bit.
I love that you and I both rated it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I've got nothing bad to say about it. You're bitching constantly.
Yeah.
If you house again.
Like, he was climbing the wall.
Was he really?
Yeah, that's why, if you watch the video back again later, I'm like...
Neat. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yes, we have mice
So
at the
everyone
Record
on
Garage.
YouTube
You're in the middle
is
of
gonna
fucking woods.
watch
The fact that
me.
you don't have a fucking fox running through here
we're
right now.
There's going to be a badger in here in a couple
Yeah.
minutes.
We don't. I've seen fox in the area. I don't think I've seen a fox on our property. But we do have Bert the groundhog who lives right outside the Outsville.
Did you name the
Record Garage.
skunk?
It could be
Nah,
Bertha.
I think I did, but I forget.
I live in
forget
Trenton.
what
I got
named it.
foxes in my backyard.
Yeah.
You definitely have them here.
I've seen them, but just not here. And I've seen deer come in and out, and we have the
I got
skunk.
deer in my
and,
backyard too.
Yeah, so we
We're in
got
the
some stuff
country.
here. That's right. So, does anybody else have anything to say about the Cure Disintegration?
No.
All right, cool. You shut your whore mouth.
Shut your whore mouth.
Fucking kill you. All right.
28
Super stoked to see what Kristen's going to pull out of this
28%. That's all I'm
I'm so
saying.
excited.
Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We got a whole nother segment.
Yeah, we got to figure out how much
mistake.
I'm still beating Paul by. in
I
monetary
forgot
value.
about this.
So this is my copy here.
Wow, dude, I have to pee so bad.
I do too.
Okay, go pee.
Can we pause this?
No, you guys can go pee. We're gonna keep talking.
All right.
We're going to talk shit about
yeah.
you while you're
Yes.
gone.
Further bathroom. You take the closer bathroom.
Okay.
Wait, no, she doesn't want the
No,
closest
I apparently
bathroom.
don't want the
That's
closest
Jack's bathroom. Have her go upstairs. So
Apparently I have to go to the one upstairs.
What just happened?
I don't know. They gotta go to the bathroom. It happens a lot too. I had to go to the bathroom as well. Like last week's episode, I got up and I had to go. So what are you up to, Tom? What have you been up to these days?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Working. Doing dishes and laundry because I have a child. That's about it, buddy.
Yeah,
I got nothing else going on.
I know.
I just did a 65-mile bike ride last week.
That's cool. That's cool. So actually, cool thing happened to me. A friend of mine, Tom, who we always
Hold on, wait a
apologize.
second. Paul, what have you been up to?
Well, I was about to tell you.
I know, but you didn't let me ask.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
So
Go
please
ahead
tell
and
me
ask.
about your... Paul, what have you been up to?
So yesterday I went to a concert. My friend Tom, who we always apologize,
Not me.
not you.
Yep.
He was away, so his wife was like, "Hey, do you want to go to this thing? Joe from the Dead Milkmen is doing a solo show. He's releasing a 7-inch record." Which was like, I was like, fuck yeah, why not? It was like Sunday night and I didn't have really anything else going on. It was like cheap and it was over at the Sellersville Theater. And I've never been to the Sellersville
Very
Theater.
cool. I've seen a couple shows there. I saw Gaelic Storm there.
Okay.
Yeah, excellent
Nice.
theater to see a show.
So this is my first time at the Sellersville Theater, which was very, very excited. It's a cool fucking venue. If you ever get a chance to see a show there, go to the Sellersville Theater.
Yep.
The close that all the way so the cat doesn't come in.
I closed the first one.
Yeah, but you got to close the second one. He
What
can
if
get
Kristen
in through
comes
there.
in?
Well, that's fine. I'll yell at her to close the door all the way too. So then I went to but the cool thing is, so they were doing this. It was actually a showcase sort of thing, and it was the record release of the 7-inch. And what's cool as the record label that was there was like, all right, we're going to do a trivia thing, and they were like, we're gonna basically they turned the house lights off, and he's like, all right, the first hand I see raised is going to get a test pressing of the 7-inch, because when vinyl's done, the first couple things, like however many that the people are making, they will make a test pressing, so that way the artist and the labels can listen to it and say, okay, this one has defects, this is that, boom boom boom, here's what we're going to. So they're like, we whoever gets this question right gets the test pressing of the 7-inch, as well as this picture that Joe drew of this little punk rock guy.
I have to imagine if you get your hands on a test pressing, I have to imagine it's fucking, depending on what it is, I have to imagine it's a little bit of fucking cheese in your hand.
It is, and they're very highly collectible, and generally, this one was apparently 9 out of 10, but there's only a few. So the trivia question was, what band was Joe in besides the Dead Milkmen? And I raised my hand. I'm like, the low budgets. They're like, you win it. So I won this fucking test pressing of his new thing, and it's like 9 out of 10, and I'm very excited about it. So that's what I had going on.
Very cool.
So
I had to walk through your dark house.
That's okay. That's all right.
Like confused and lost.
Cool. So
Right.
back to this right here. What we have. This is my copy of The Cure Disintegration. I got this from the now defunct Soundstage Direct while I was working in the same building for CGR Games. CGR Games is a retro video game store located in Doylestown. At the time, we were in the same building as Soundstage Direct, and this was
You're kind of underselling it. CGR Games, it's owned by our cousin.
It is, yeah, but that's fine. I'm just
ClassicGamesRevisited.com.
We
Check
lost
it out.
Tom. I guess he's going to piss outside.
Maybe he's gonna pee out there.
I don't blame him.
So trying to find his way through your dark hallways,
It
and
happens.
like tripping over animals.
Yeah. So yes, it's owned by
no
our
way to
cousin
talk about
Dominic
Jack.
on CGR Games.
Meant the dogs. Winnie Cooper.
And so this was before I actually started working as a buyer at Soundstage Direct, which was cool because I got talking to the people there and I made some friends and whatnot, and I was like, I actually not been that far back into collecting vinyl at that point. So I said, hey, this is one of the albums I want, and they ordered it for me and it came in, and it is the 2010 remastered gatefold pressing. It is 180 grams. This is actually, yes, this pressing is also the first time that Homesick and Last Dance are featured on the LP.
I always enjoy the gatefold.
Yeah, I love the gatefold.
That's why
I love the
when you
gatefold.
say gatefold, I want to look at it.
So the songs Homesick and Last Dance were not on the original LP pressing. They were as bonus tracks on the cassette, but when they put this out in 2010, they made it a double LP pressing and added those songs.
It's fucking heavy.
It is very heavy because you have a total of 360 grams.
Yeah.
So very good plus value, which is what we rate all of our records at, is $47.77. Bringing it up to $48. So that brings my running total to $343 based on 8 albums. So I've broken the $300 mark.
There you go.
Adam's running total is $522
it's the
based on
ridiculous
10
one.
albums.
I broke the 300 mark
Here's
years ago.
Here's the fucking funny thing about this. This puts Adam at plus $179. Guess which record had a value of $179?
Paul's
Yeah,
favorite
they're
one.
Fucking Steel Train album. So you literally are beating me by Steel Train.
I'm ahead of you by Steel Train.
Right. You have 10 albums to 8 albums, but basically you're ahead of me by Steel Train. That is what you are fucking beating me
Listen,
by.
motherfucker, you should have had it in your collection. And then you would have been ahead of me.
No, it's a piece of shit album. I do not want it in the collection.
But it's fucking pretty, though.
So yes, so I am gaining on you. I'm getting there. So I'm happy about that. You're 2 albums ahead and less than $200 ahead. Fucking Steel Train. That's all I'm gonna say. So now on to the next segment. Adam, grab the box of Mike.
Yeah, I'm sorry to pull an Adam and jump ahead a segment.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's right, Kristen.
I hope she pulls the Ubastank record.
Since you are our special guest, you get the pull. I would be happy if
What's your favorite Rush album?
I don't think I have one.
All right, so we'll go with Moving Pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't hate Rush. I gotta. Yeah.
I think I know like one Rush song.
I know like
if
50
if
of
you
them. I
were
just
to
don't have
like
a
put a
favorite
gun
Rush
to my
album.
You
head.
got 2 envelopes.
You
Which
got
one are you
2.
giving
Oh,
us?
shit.
Pick one. What are you doing?
Pick one.
Sorry.
Number 9?
All right. There you go.
Can I open it? and
number
You
look?
want to open it? You can open it.
Yeah, I want to do it.
Actually, that's a 6.
I'm putting my
that's
old
6,
lady
not 9.
glasses on.
You should have drawn the line like an Uno card.
You know. Well, it's pink.
It's a pink,
I
so
got a
it's
shot.
fall.
I got a shot.
It's the Hooters.
It is. I got my first hat trick.
Home.
Yes. Hooters. One way home. This is not a booze and
who
vinyl.
are very big in Germany, by the way.
Are they?
They are.
That's right. Actually, yes.
Very big in Germany.
Shocked.
So
Can
where-
we repost
And I
it?
just found out that they like started out as a ska band?
I thought they were only big in Philadelphia.
Is that true?
Can we re-pull so Tom gets his hat trick?
Screaming.
No.
He'll
Get a hat trick. We still have like, a lot of albums to do. You know what I mean? We're only on. This is going to be episode 19.
Standing in the field behind the Franklin Mills Mall.
Exactly. Probably are. They might be.
What,
so here we go.
What album is this? The
This
Hooters.
is the Hooters One Way Home. So it's funny. This is actually, I have Nervous Nights in my collection, which probably has like a lot more of the hits and was like their first like real popular album. But I like this album better. This really is my favorite Hooters album. So I am very excited about this. There is a good possibility of a special guest for this episode as well. Like I think a lot of our
Hey man, it's under an hour.
It is. I think a lot of our upcoming episodes actually have the possibility of a special guest. So that's kind of exciting as well.
I can't remember what episode we had what episode we have done, but we talked about how there's only one or two albums that we haven't covered. Like I would say 100%, like 99% of what we have left to cover has a special guest attached to it.
Possibility.
Potentially.
I mean, I could do like
if they
3
answer
more.
the phone.
Yeah, well, that's that too.
Yeah.
So there are 7 of the albums we have left. We have not including the Hooters one now since it's picked, but of the 31 records we have left, there are only 7 that like nobody was like, I want to be a special guest on it. So the vast majority of our remaining records, we may have a special guest besides Tom doing the booze.
I was
and
saying
vinyl.
that you also have to incorporate now because you don't have listed what's booze and vinyl.
I don't.
Do
no,
you?
no, I don't. Actually,
Yeah, so
I don't because I don't.
Some of those albums that aren't listed as a special guest might be a special guest.
They might be a special guest as a with Tom here, our official bartender at the Outsville Record Garage. So,
Which fucking damn fine bartender, I must say.
yes, he
so
is.
Good job. Thank you.
So let's put this guy up here.
You're not exactly putting me through my paces with these drinks, though. These are very, very simple drinks.
Hey, yeah, but
Oh, you mean
obviously
a
I
pina
wasn't
colada
doing well.
didn't put you to your test?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
All right. So, Adam, anything else?
It's a good album.
Yeah.
It was just long.
It's just long. Listen to the Smiths, you get more direct.
Stop with that.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm gonna say what I
Can't wait till she stabs him. She's been really putting it off all
So
night.
you bring up the Smiths, and that made me think of the headline from the Hard Times. Robert Smith negotiates with Ticketmaster to cancel Morrissey tour dates. But yeah,
And you love the Hard Times. So.
I do a little hard.
I also like the Smiths a lot. I just don't like current Morrissey.
Okay.
I think he's a jerk.
Morrissey and Robert Smith both seem like pretentious douchebags.
I don't think so. Robert Smith is fighting for
Yeah,
the common man.
he doesn't come off
Morrissey
as
does.
He gave me
like a
$5
pretentious
back
douchebag,
for each
'cause he
ticket
is.
I bought on Ticketmaster.
See, no, just
Like,
listen.
T-shirts were $25.
Morrissey might be a more clever writer, but I think overall, Robert Smith was a better lyricist. Robert Smith, though, is
I like
very
them both
super
for different reasons.
sarcastic, and like I like how he writes songs.
Well, you're saying, but that's the thing. So Robert Smith is a complete songwriter because he writes the music and the lyrics,
lyrics.
where Morrissey writes the lyrics
Just the
and
lyrics.
Johnny
Writes the
Marr
lyrics.
writes amazing music. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, he's got
he's
got Johnny Marr there crushing guitars,
And I have
whereas Robert Smith's got to play the guitar.
Robert Smith, like during this tour, apparently he didn't cry in Philly, but like when he did
That's not
Plain
true.
Song and a couple, there's videos all over the internet.
Green room. I'm sure he cried in the dressing room.
Well, he
like,
as he was singing.
He cried at some point.
cried,
As he
like,
was
off the
singing
whole way on the
stage,
bus.
He was like crying. I'm feeling like this might have been their
he
last
spends
tour.
14 hours a day crying, I feel like.
Robert Smith?
Yeah, have you listened to his music?
Did his eyeliner run?
Does it
Oh,
ever sound like
it's always
any of
smudged.
Has he ever written a song that sounded like he wasn't crying when
He's
he
Like,
always
if
just
you
got a
ever
really
s-
nice smoky eye.
If you ever saw The Cure, like in the 90s or whatever, Robert Smith would be so shit-faced on stage that he would just do this. And like, because he would forget the words.
So like how
And
I
he
do
would-
on the podcast.
He would just
cover-
like sing
just
through
cover your
his
mouth.
hands and like just like make like a cute face, and everybody would be like, "It's okay, Robert. You're okay." Yeah,
All
good
right.
times.
Cool.
But
Tom?
yeah,
No.
All
Love the
right.
album.
Awesome. Kristen, thank you for coming.
Yes,
Thanks for
thank you.
having
Tom,
me.
thank you.
You know, Tom,
Again
thank
for
you
for
pouring
having
fucking
me.
drinks.
Tom,
It'll be just me and you next week.
delish.
Did they text you back already?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Oh,
I didn't
you
even
have a
mention. That's
special
right. We have a
guest?
possible special guest. But
Assuming the special guest is like,
yeah.
no.
Nope. You know what? I have a
Special
feeling the
guest
special guest isn't going to be here. But
Oh,
at any rate,
pass.
it may
is
be
it?
just me. Don't worry about it.
I want to know.
No, can't
I'm
tell
nosy.
you. Can't tell you. What if they don't come? Then
You're gonna be let
we're
down.
calling them out. And
Tell
you're gonna be
me,
let down.
tell me
Hooters.
after.
It could be anybody from
stop
Philadelphia.
recording.
It's the
Exactly.
Hooters.
Exactly. Everybody has a
Anybody who ever worked at a Wawa.
Could be a German person.
There you go. On that note, thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for subscribing. Please tell your friends about the Country Hipster Podcast. If you are watching this and you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe link down at the bottom there. What?
Can I tell a real quick story?
Go for it.
So at work they have this thing for new hires where coaches, where seasoned employees will teach the ways of the company to new hires. One of my night shift guys is one of these coaches, and there's a little bio about the coaches, and it said his favorite song is "The Forest" by The Cure.
Okay. It's a good song.
I could not remember
good.
what song it said, and I said to him, "Hey, me and my brother do a podcast about vinyl, and we're doing The Cure this week. What song was your favorite Cure song? Is it on this album?" And he looked at me like I had 9 heads. Apparently, his favorite song is called Forest or The Forest or something.
Forest.
But it's not The Cure's Forest.
Oh.
It's just what the person who typed up the thing happened to look up who sang the song.
Oh, Jesus.
So I look like a...
What song could it
I have
be?
no idea. But I look like a complete fucking
How long was the
psychopath
intro
to one of
on
my
that song?
employees.
Yeah,
It
how
was
long was
3
it?
minutes.
There you go.
I need to know what
I
that
look like a
was.
crazy person to one of my employees because
What other-
I wanted to know what Cure song he loved because we're covering Cure. And yeah.
Nice.
That was
All
it.
right.
I'm done.
Cool. We done? We good?
I'm sorry. I'll stop
Everybody?
talking.
Oh, I'm great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time to...
Mama!